guys, hey writing besties. I woke up pretty late today, so we're having a little bit of a late start to our day, but that is okay. It is the weekend currently right now. There's a load of laundry going on right now, and it's like first cycle, so we're gonna use that as a little bit of a timer for ourselves. I'm going to, I think I have like 6 or so minutes left on the first cycle, so I'm going to be editing, and then once that's done and we start the second cycle, then we can transition to the main bulk task of the day. But my mornings are either reading, or at least on weekends, reading or editing, so that's what we're doing right now. So I'm currently filming a reading vlog right now that I just filmed this past week. And I'm nearly done with this reading vlog. I'm right up to here because I need to film a book review, so that we're going to insert it right there when I film it. And so we're at the 23-minute mark of 38 minutes. And from here is all unedited footage. That video isn't going out for a while, so I don't have to rush to film that review anytime soon for at least another 2 or so weeks. So I'm good on that. I'm on the second cycle of laundry. That took a little longer than I thought. And now we can go. We can't write yet. So sorry, we cannot write yet. I have to eat breakfast. Like I said, I woke up late. I woke up like 11 something. Let me go eat breakfast. Let me prepare myself. I already brushed up. We're gonna eat some breakfast. We'll do a little writing session. Once I'm done doing the laundry, then I'll go shower. But before that, after I eat, we will do some writing. But let me go eat breakfast first, and then we can get into all of that. Let's warm up the brain a little bit by playing some Sudoku. I don't necessarily need to finish the game. I just like to start my mornings a little bit slower. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lainey. Thank you for stopping by my little corner of the internet. I did not properly introduce this video, but this is yet again another writing vlog. For the last couple of weeks, the last couple of videos, I have been trying to write every day for the month of November as part of the Novel November writing challenge, and I'm working on my short story Project Ghost Dance, which is a supernatural magical realism with a subplot of sports romance, specifically dance. Our female main character suffers from an accident, and due to that she has lost her passion for dance and can no longer dance the way that she once used to. One day while staying late at the dance studio, she hears a bunch of sounds, and when she goes to investigate, she sees a boy named Asa who is a ghost. And that's basically like the little log line for Project Ghost Dance to give you some context in terms of what I will be spewing about throughout this video. Apologies for being a little backlit and the lighting being pretty bad, but I am on the last rinse of the load. We're back in the room. My iPad's been charging, which has been great for me. And let's do a little bit of talking. Actually, let me flip myself over. I think that'd be better. I'm on the last rinse of the laundry load. I just came back. We are set and ready to start writing. I wrote my to-do list for today specifically, and then I'm gonna get into just like the broader stuff that I want to get done for this book before the month ends. Here's a little bit of a writing update in terms of this book. So today is Sunday. I have not written for the story since Monday, which it was 72 words. Our last total count for the book was 1,585, and then add 72 onto that. So it's not looking too great in terms of, in terms of just writing every single day in general. Like, I had already been failed that because within the first week, day 5 and 6, November 5th and November 6th, I wrote 0 words. But when you're living with like chronic pain and nerve pain and trauma, and you're also working at the same time, like, just, it's okay. What can you do? But I'm still proud of myself for what I've done so far, and I still want to push myself to see how much I can do before the month ends. So in terms of my to-do, I have to finish chapter 1. I also have to finish chapter 2, and I have to name our female main character, because up to this point, November 16th, day 16th, our female main character does not have a name, and we're already halfway into this month, so that really has to change. There were some names that I thought of. I mentioned in the last vlog the name Ariella, I believe, but I didn't want two A names, Asa and Ariella. I kind of want something else. I was thinking of Lucille, Clara, Charlotte, but none of those are really sticking with me. So I think it's best, just so we can push forward, to look at list of stuff and narrow it down from there, or get inspired from that, or mix and mash, or whatever the case looks like. That's the plan. I don't know. Let's just get started.
Just to start off, start building my materials. That is another thing that I might attempt to get from Treasure Island.
Alright, so we are post laundry, post shower. It just hit 2 o'clock, and so the 2.5-3 hours that I've been awake, we've done pretty well for ourselves. But yeah, it's already like 2 in the afternoon, and I do have work tomorrow, and I have to do my hair hopefully around 5ish, so it saves, or it leaves from like 6 to 9 or 6:30 to 9 open, and then around 9:30 I'm usually winding down and getting ready for bed. So that's what our day kind of looks like. I want to do a couple of writing sprints, writing sessions, and then using my writing sessions are just kind of natural. I don't time them, but in between that, for my breaks, I want to game. So I think I want to game in between my writing sessions for about half an hour. That I'll time, and then the writing sessions themselves would just kind of be like a free write, and kind of go with the flow, because I don't want to pause myself and stop myself from writing. Anyways, is that the point of this video at all? Not really, but this is a very casual, just a couple hours or day in my life. We're gonna just be writing, a little yapping sesh, FaceTime call, if you will. So though it's gonna be a bitch to edit because I can talk forever, I'm liking the casual vibes. Anyways, because sometimes when I need to like write for the day, but I don't want to bring the whole laptop out, even though I do have it on my iPad as well, because I write on Apple Pages. I just write on either notes or in messages, and then send it to myself either on my iPad or my phone. So I just spent the little typing session I just did before transferring what I wrote in my notes and or in messages, and putting it into the place in the story it's supposed to go, so I can read through everything and then kind of get back into that natural flow. So I've written the ending part of chapter 1 of when our female main character sees Asa. I've written the top part of where she starts hearing the sounds, and then she says, like, because she's on the floor, so then she gets up to then investigate. But I haven't written the investigation part, so that there's that middle chunk of her investigating and then entering another dance studio within that building, and then seeing Asa there. So I have to write that part, and then I already have the ending of like her seeing him in that room and realizing like what she's seeing. And then we have the beginning of chapter 2, and we have the beginning parts of the two main characters talking to each other. So I'm gonna write that investigation part now. We're gonna see how long that takes me to write, and then we'll see whether or not we're gonna take a break depending on how long that takes. That's fine. Let's get to writing. so about 28 minutes passed. We are officially finished chapter 1. This took longer than I thought. I thought it was just gonna be a couple sentences. But I was just struggling a little bit. I had to work my way around, but it also ended up being longer than I thought, so that's why it took long just to wrap that up. But I'm proud of that because I was like really in the mood and it was flowing. I wrote another ending to chapter 1. It's very similar to the ending that I had already had before, but it just flows better, obviously, because I wrote that first ending because I skipped around. But there are parts of that ending that I do like, so I might merge. But for the most part, I'll keep the new one that I wrote because, like I said, it just flows and transitions better all together. One thing I do have to figure out is in this ending, when she sees Asa, you know, she's hooting, hollering, she's screaming, da da da. And when I skip to chapter 2 to when they meet, or like when she comes back to the dance studio, just to see like if what she saw, if did she imagine it or if it's actually real, like their conversation together is very calm. It's mostly dialogue, so I just wrote mainly the dialogue out, so I have to like just kind of fill in like the narration and her thought process because it kind of is reading as two different people. So I gotta fix that. But like I said, that's what happens when you jump around. But this is where we're at. I took the Nintendo, but it's dead. So I was gonna take a break now, but we're just gonna continue writing. And when that's like a good halfway charge, I'll start playing.
I also sell more of these. And then I also need to figure out where I'm gonna plant my flowers because I do need some space for breeding them as well. I might not breed them in the very beginning because I only have
I was gonna take this as a break, a lunch break, but we're just gonna keep writing. I'm gonna move. I don't want to rush eat so I can go back to writing. So we'll eat slow and we'll write. And before I said I was gonna do Animal Crossing as a 30-minute break, I think that's a little too long. Since I have to do my hair around 5 to 5:30-ish, it should take an hour, and I don't know after that if I'm willing to still write because I want to read and do art and do all the other stuff that I haven't done today because I woke up late. We'll just do like 10 to 15-minute break with the Animal Crossing. It's already like 3:30. I only have like 2 hours left. The breaks won't be too long so we can have more time to write. Okay, let's go. right, so it is 5 o'clock. I wrote a total of 528 words, adding it to the 591 from the 2 writing sessions earlier. We're at 1,119. And I think that is really, really good, and it really went well so far today. I'm going to cap it as of right now and move on to other stuff I have to do. I don't know. Obviously, I'm gonna like keep up and try to like ensure that I'm writing every day, because I'm out a whole week since I didn't write. Other than this past Monday, I didn't write for the rest of the week. I'm like a week behind of where it should be in terms of the story and stuff like that. But we're also officially done with chapter 1 and 2, so I'm really proud of myself. The last thing I have on my to-do list for today was also find a name for the female main character, and I haven't done that yet, but let's do that right now because I already knocked out 2 of my goals for the video and for today. So let's get a third and let's have a very successful rate. Okay, so I do like for names to come to me naturally, other than if I'm working on a fantasy story, and use my fantasy story like the geography and all that stuff are based on real life. So then I use real life cultures and tradition and naming styles to then influence for those fantasy stories. But when it's like set in the real world, I don't really do that. I just come up with the names on top of my head. But I haven't been successful in regards for this story, so we're going to just find some names here on Google, and let's pick one. Ada. I really like these A names. I just don't want 2 A name characters, but maybe the universe is telling me to do A names. I don't mind Ada. Kari, Kalia, Kayla, Malaya, Melina, Sierra, Zola, but it's not my main character. Avery. This is much harder than I thought it was gonna be. I'll come back with you when I have a name. All right, so Harmony and Parker really stand out to me, and I see my main character and it feels natural, but now I'm stuck between the 2, Harmony and Parker. I'm not really stuck. I want to go with Parker, but I feel like Harmony makes sense in terms of like the aspect of like the dance and music of the story. It's just like the harmony. I can also see it like because that is such a big part of her life, and once it's taken away because of the accident, or when she feels like she can't ever dance the way she used to, so she would never be the same. So at that point, like, what's the like point of dance? So should she lose her passion for the art? With all that, like, because dance is so tied to her identity, it also makes sense if like her parents named her Harmony in hopes of like her future career and passion within the arts. Oh, we could do Harmony Parker. Yeah, let's just do that. So I can call her Parker in the story in terms of like her dance teacher calling her by her last name, and then we can also have the aspect of her being called Harmony because that's her first name. There we fucking go. That's how you do it. So 1,585 plus 72. Then we're adding our 1,119, and that's giving us 2,776. And then we're gonna minus it by, I can count for what I just wrote for today, all the new placeholders that I added in. So we're gonna minus it by 45. Okay, and then we're just gonna take away 6 more words. So our count is at 2,629, give or take. That's our official count when you minus all the placeholders and notes I write to myself. So from 2,733 to 2,629, that is where we're at in our draft with chapter 1 and chapter 2 done. We finished all of our tasks for today. We finished chapter 1, we finished chapter 2. We have a name for our main character, Harmony Parker. I'm loving it. But I'll talk to you guys later. I have to go do my hair and I have to get ready for work tomorrow. All right. Okay, guys. Good night.